Okay, good morning, guys. So today's class we are going to discuss about page object model. Okay, page object model with cucumber concept we are discussing. So let me import that project, page object model cucumber project. Okay. So right now we are able to see POM underscore cucumber 3 project. So this is the project I have imported. So I'm changing my JRE version to 1.8. So first we need to discuss about what is mean by page object model design pattern. So let me tell you what is mean by page object model design pattern. So in the RNHRM application for add skills application, okay, add skills scenario, what are the pages it contains? So it contains login page, and it contains skills page, and it contains home page. Because once we navigated to login page, we are navigating to home page. Under home page, we are navigating to skills page. Okay. So for the login page, what I am doing is I am writing a login. I am going to create a Java class file name as login.java class. I will create a file name as login.java class. Similarly, for skills page, I can develop a method. I can develop a Java class file name as skills.java. And similarly, for home page, I can develop homepage.java. Okay. So for every web page, I am creating a separate Java class file. Under that Java class file, I'm going to write corresponding methods implementation. So here in the login.java, I will write a method name as login method. Public void login method I will write. So that login method contains set of driver commands, enter username, enter password, and click on login button. So this login method contains that those are the set of driver commands. And coming back to skills.java, it contains add skills method. So I want to create a skills record. So navigate to admin qualification skills. So the set of driver commands I will write in the add skills dot method. And in home page, I can write a method name as logout. Welcome click and logout. So like that. So if you see RNHRM application, so let me go back to my feature file, SRC test resources feature file. So I'm opening my feature. This is my feature file. So I'm navigating to this application URL. So this is first login page. Okay. So here we are doing login out. So for login page, we will create a Java class file as login.java class file. And after that, inside that login.java class file, I will create a method name as public void login method. And after that, I am navigating to admin qualifications skills, and I'm navigating to skills page, and I'm clicking skills add button, enter skill name, skill description, and I'm clicking on save button. So that means I am in skills page. So for the skills page, I'm creating a Java class file name as skills.java class. So which contains method name as add skills method. And once my operations, once I did creation of skills record, I want to log out. So this is home page. So generally we will do log out from home page. So I'm clicking on welcome button here. So here, and after that I'm clicking on logout. So the logout method I'm writing in home page. I will create a Java class file name as homepage.java, which contains logout. Okay. So page object model. Let me explain page object model. Page means for every web page. Okay. Page means for every web page. Model means we can call it as a Java class. Okay. So for every page class file, model means in Java. So model means we can say it is a Java class file. So for every page class file, for every web page, corresponding model, corresponding Java class file has been developed. Okay. In that corresponding Java class, we are developing corresponding methods related to that specific. So for every web page, we are writing a separate Java class file and corresponding methods we are implementing. So that concept we can call it as a page object model design pattern. That's it. This concept we can call it as a page object model design pattern. So for every web page, we will write separate Java class file and corresponding methods will be implemented. That concept we can call it as a page object model design pattern. Okay. So let me show you this part how I had implemented. In closing this feature file, I will come to feature file later. So under SRC test Java, so I had created a package name like this. I have created a package name called pages. Okay. Under this pages, okay, I have created login page.java and I have created homepage.java and I have created skills page.java. So now let me show you the first one, login page.java class file. So in this class file, here login page. Okay. So in this class file, I have written login. Okay, this is the login method I have developed, public void login and string username comma password. And I'm writing the set of driver commands. Okay, and I have written set of driver commands. So I declared my WebDriver globally here. Okay, public WebDriver, and I have created a method name as public void login method. I have written these methods manually myself, and I have given method name whatever I want. Okay, so here my login method contains string username and password, and I am using it here in the local variables here. So like this, I have developed one method named as login method, and I also developed one more method, login credentials. Okay, login credentials and data table object. Okay, and here I am writing. So yesterday we have seen. Okay, so the same steps I have copied and pasted here. The same method implementation completely I had pasted here. Okay, and login Orange HRM. So to navigate to Orange HRM, this is the method I had written. Okay, because to navigate to login, so this is the to navigate to login page, whatever methods are required, I had developed my methods in my login page. Okay, so now let's go back to the second point, skill space. So next point is skill space. So this is my skill space, public class skill space. So how I have created the skill space means, so just right click, go to new and click on class. Okay. So to create a skill space, how I have created is new class, and I'm clicking on skill space. Skill space 1. So just I'm showing and I'm clicking on finish. So like that is Java class file I have created. In this skill space, I'm declaring my WebDriver. So this is my first step. In every page class file, I have to declare my WebDriver. This is the first one. And second one is I want to develop add skills method. Okay. So this is the method I had developed and I have pasted it. Okay. So here highlight of web element border. So in every Java class file, highlight of web element. So just confirm. So like that I had developed. So here add skills method I have developed, and here I'm using data table object, and here I'm getting skill name and skill description. So like that. Okay. So like that I have developed my skill space.java class file. Similarly, I also developed my home page.java class file. Okay. So I navigated to here new Java class file, and I have created a Java class file name as home page 1. So in home page 1, what is my method name? Logout method. So I have to declare my web driver. So just go to the any of the page. So you have to copy this web driver, and in home page 1, I have declared my web driver, and I have to write a method name as public void logout method, and that method should contain one second. So that method should contain set of driver instructions, welcome click and logout click. Okay, so this is the lines of code I have written. Okay, so here it is suggesting one second. So create web element, a highlight of web element border. So this is the one you're looking for. So I have pasted highlight of web element border here, and I'm saving here. Okay, that's it. So like that. Okay, like that corresponding page class file I have developed like that. Any doubts so far? Okay, so just I'm creating Java class file and corresponding method I'm writing, manually I'm writing, and I'm writing set of driver commands. Simply I'm writing set of driver commands. Okay, like that. Okay, let me delete home page 1.java. So like that. So here home page class contains. So logout method I had written, and I also have written close browser method also I have written. Okay. And if you observe in every page class file, I'm writing one method name as this one, public void, and whatever my class name is there with the same name, I'm writing this one, and web driver, and this is the line. So this is the method I'm writing in every page class file. Okay, I will tell you what is the purpose of this method. So if you observe in home page also, public void, whatever my class name is there with the same method name. Okay, whatever my class name is there with my same method name I had created, and the same method I had copied and pasted here as. And similarly for skill space, see public void, this is my class name, and this is the same method name I have created, and I am writing web driver throws. So that means in every page class file I am writing this method. So what is this method we can discuss? Okay, so like that, the first step. So in page object model design pattern, so you need to identify what are the pages, and so you are automating a scenario TC01 add skills. Okay, so for that add skills, you are navigating to login page, you are navigating to skills page, and from home page you are doing logout. So that's why I have created corresponding Java class file, and I have written corresponding methods in every page class file. So that is my first task I did in pages. So creation of pages is the first task in page object model design pattern. Okay, the next task, let's come back to the feature file. Okay, so these are the set of driver commands already implemented in my step definitions.java class file, and each and every step which was developed in my step definition.java class file. So okay, let me delete this part. So the same scenario I copied and pasted one more time. That's it only. And I have created, I want to create one more record. I can write like this because scenario steps can be executed only once. So this is the scenario it will execute first, and this is the scenario it will execute next. Okay. So now let me delete this part. So my feature file contains background key section and scenario and set of steps. So here it contains column headers with the data table, column headers with input values. So for this method, data table object will be generated, correct? So let's check how the step definition.java class file that I have developed. So I'm copying this one. So user navigate to login page. So I'm going back to my step definition.java class file here. Control F, Control V. See, this is the one only, it's got generated data table object, and we are able to see starting curling bracket and ending curling bracket. So here my data table object contains all the input values, username and password and everything it contains. So I have created a data table object here. Okay, I can create login object. So object name I can give whatever I want. And I'm getting all the information. So login dot get off 0 dot username and login dot get off 0 dot get off password. Okay, and after that, okay, so my username and password is ready. Previously, what we have did, we are writing set of driver commands directly here, correct? Previously, we are writing driver dot find element by send keys, username dot send keys, password dot send keys, login button dot click. Now, in the step definition.java class file, you are not writing your set of driver commands. Okay, so we already developed login page. This is the login page. So under pages package, this is the login page. Here, your set of driver commands are already ready. Okay, so now what I am doing is in the declaration section. Okay, login page. So this is the login page. Login page L1 is equal to new login page. I'm creating an object name as L1 object. Okay, if it is non-static methods, we have to create a object and object dot method name we have to put. So L1 dot login of username comma password. So because here login page which contains methods. So L1 dot login method I am calling. So I'm pressing control button here and I'm clicking on this method. So that means these are the lines of code is executing. So username and password value. So it is passing. So username and password value here it's already came. Those input values with these input values, the login method will be executed. Okay, so your set of driver commands are invoking from login page Java class. Okay, so like that. So you have to create object globally here. Login page L1 is equal to new login page. And instead of writing set of driver commands here itself, okay. So we have already created object name as L1. Object dot method name. If it is a non-static method, L1 dot login method. So this is the method I am calling. That's it. And my set of driver commands will be executed. So like that, this step was implemented. Okay, so this is the step was implemented. So user navigate to login page. So I'm copying Control C and I'm coming back to here, Control F, Control V, and you can check here. So my data table object here is coming here. So data table. So I'm getting like this and I'm calling this method L1 dot login. And second one, go to nationality page. This is the method. So I'm copying Control C. Control F, Control V. Go to nationality page. Now onwards in my step definition.java class file, I am not writing single set of driver command also. So I have created my object here. nationality piece, because so this is the nation, sorry, which one I am telling? Okay, I am going to tell you nationality piece. Okay, so here I have created an object name as nationality piece. NP is equal to new nationality piece. And once I created object dot method name, if it is a non-static method, I can call it directly. So corresponding method implementation, go to nationality piece here, Control F, Control V. So here first I am calling nationality piece comma driver. So this is the one I am calling. And after that, I'm calling the method name as go to nationality method. So I'm pressing control button, I'm clicking. So first I'm calling this method, nationality page method. And after that, I am calling whichever method that I want to execute, go to nationality. So here it contains admin qualifications, nationality. So the set of driver commands which are executing from go to nationality method. So like that, go to nationality page, it's invoking from nationality. And after that, add nationality record as. So this is the method, because this keyword also. Okay, now let's go and check. Control F, Control V. So here we already created globally and np dot nationality page of driver. I will tell you why this line we are writing. And after that, so add nationality method I want to invoke. According to this step, I have to call add nationality method. So I'm already getting my input value, string nationality text. So this is the nationality text value. This is the value that is coming here. It is coming here and it is coming here. And that this is the input value I'm passing to this method. So this add nationality method will be executed with this local variable. And your set of driver commands are executing from nationality piece. Okay. And after that, click on logout button. So Control C. Logout button, the method we have, logout method we have developed in which class? Logout method we have developed in home page. Okay, let's see that part. Okay, so click on logout, going back to here, Control F, Control V. So home page, first I'm passing the driver hp dot home page of driver. So home page object I have created globally here. Home page hp is equal to new home page and hp dot home object dot method name. So logout method. So if I'm pressing control button here, it's clicking on welcome dot click and after that it's clicking on logout. So corresponding method is invoking. So I'm calling. So I'm creating object. I am creating home page object and I'm calling this logout method. Okay. And close browser. Okay, I'm coming back to step definition.java. Control F, Control V, close browser. Okay, so here hp dot close browser. So I'm clicking close browser. Even close browser method also I have written in this home page one. So my browser will be closed. Okay. So like that, my set of driver commands are executed. Got the point? So here I had used a data table object. So I'm getting the input values like this. Okay. So here how the method has been implemented, we have seen. Okay, I'm closing this one. Now let's go to the second one. Skills dot feature. So here data table. 1 second, I have to remove scenario outline. So here my scenario contains column headers with input values. Okay, and column headers with input values. Definitely my step will be generated with string object or data table object. It's clear, data table object. So previously we have already discussed about user navigate to login page. Okay, so in the step definition.java class file, Control F, Control V, and here and this method explanation we already discussed. So here data table object it is getting. So based on parameter names, I'm able to retrieve my input values and I'm calling username and password method. So this part we are already discussed. Now let me discuss this one. create skills record. Even this method also, it will generate data table object. Okay, now let's see. And this particular step I want to execute 3 times. Okay, definitely for this method I have to write for loop. Okay, so let's see this part. So the data table object at this method, the data table object has been created, and the starting curling bracket and ending curling bracket I already did. So, and I want to execute this skills record 3 times, right? So whatever method, so here I'm writing, I have created 1 second skill space object. Already created 1 second. So I no need to create again here. So S1 dot skill space of driver. I'm passing the driver object to skill space, and after that I'm calling S1 dot add skills of. This is the data table object I'm passing to that method. So this add skills method will be executed with these input values. So I'm pressing control button and I'm clicking on add skills method. The same method implementation yesterday, whatever we had seen, the same method implementation, everything has been written here. See the complete method. So iteration of for loop and getting the data table input values, and I have created data table object and iteration of all these times for integer I is equal to 0 skills dot data size and all this. So your for loop will be iterated here 3 times because your data table object contains 3 set of rows. So it will be iterated, and admin qualification skills, and when skill name is when it is first set of input values, all these set of driver instructions got executed. When I is 1, again second row. When I is 2, again third row. When I is 3 less than 3, again you will be exited from this for loop, and your method execution will be complete. So simply create skills record. Control F, Control V. Simply, I haven't written any set of driver command in my create skills record in my step definition.java class. Simply, I'm passing this data table object and I'm calling that. Okay. So like that, my add skills method is invoking from here. That's it. And finally, click on logout. So all these steps are executed. Okay. So like that, people are following phase object model design pattern. So what is the advantage of phase object model design pattern? So that is the point we need to discuss. Okay. So the summary of the phase object model is for every page class, for every web page, login page, the first point in phase object model design pattern, for every web page, we are creating login. For every web page, we are creating corresponding Java class file and corresponding methods we had developed. So in my pages, login page, okay, nationality page and skills page, corresponding methods has been developed. Okay, so like that. Suppose if I want to automate job space, okay, because I want to navigate to so all these steps are common. Okay, so let me show you that part. So I want to automate a job space. Okay, so here what I'm doing is, so I'm taking one existing page class file, right click on copy. So under pages, right click and paste. And here you can replace it is job space. Okay, and I'm clicking on OK. See, my job space got created just now. Once I will delete. So I'm taking skill space. Okay, copy, and I'm pasting job space. I'm clicking on OK. Here my job space got created. And what are the changes I have to do in this one? So whatever my class name is there, I have to change it here. That is the first point. And here I want to develop add jobs. Okay, add jobs. And after that, what are the changes I need to do? Here I need to write job title. So if my parameter in my feature file is job title, I have to write job title. And next one is job description. And next one is job node. And one second. Okay, I haven't created properly. Let me. So job description, job title, job node, and I have to create variable ms job title one. So job description one and job node. And I can use this set of driver engine. The input values I can replace it in my syndicates. That's it. So I can write all my set of driver commands, and wherever I want to enter job title, job description, job node, I can use it. So like that, simply my job space was, I have developed my add job space. That's it, over, it's finished. I'm saving my job space. Okay, so let me close this one. Anyway, we will do the example. So developing a job space is very, very simple. So like that. So the first part, you have to develop job space like that. Okay. So after that, I want to create a feature file. So I'm copying the skills 5.feature file. I'm pasting here. Here I'm changing jobs. So here, what are the changes I want to do? Jobs record creation. Okay, first steps, I no need to do anything. And all these steps are already implemented in my step definition. I no need to implement. And do I need to implement these steps? Not required. And here I want to implement add jobs record. So this is the step I have to develop automatically, because this step was unimplemented step. And I have to create a feature file name as job title. And here I want to write job description. And here I want to write job name. Okay, so here I can create my record as sales 1, 2. And here I will write sales 1, 2 description. Here I will write sales 1, 2 note. So I have to create 3. Okay, let me create. So I know, so that means I have to implement only one step. This step already implemented in my step definition.java class file. I no need to implement anything. And this step is also already implemented. So if I will execute this, if I want to execute this file, this is the step I have to download. Correct? So if I will execute job, create job records file, is this will be generated with string object or data table object? Okay, let me generate. Okay, so first I have to, what is the second thing? So I want to execute jobs.feature file. So the next step is I have to change it here, jobs.feature. So because I'm going to execute jobs.feature file, and I done modification. Okay, and after that I'm selecting my runner class. This is my test runner 3.java class file. So, and I'm running. So unimplemented step, it has to generate. So we already know the unimplemented step is only this part. Okay, so let's run this part. So whatever steps are implemented, those steps are executing. So after login, this is the step has not been generated. So I'm clicking here and I'm copying this method, Control C, and I'm going back to my step definitions.java class file. So at the bottom of the class, somewhere I am doing like this, and I'm deleting all my code. So here my data table object is ready. So now I want to call jobs, right? So I have to create object globally for job space. So what is the space I have created? Job space. So let me create object here. Job space. J1 is equal to new jobs once. Job space. I have created object name as job space. And after that, once object got created, we can call the non-static method. So simply I have to write. So at the bottom of the one, I want to write. So once. J1 dot. Once. J1 dot. First, I have to pass the driver object. So this is the one job space. Add throws declaration. And after that, I want to write what is the method? Add jobs. J1 dot add jobs. So this is the data table object I'm passing to this method. So I'm coming back to here. So here all my set of driver instructions, it has to execute. Okay. So let's cross check my parameter names are correct or not as per my feature file. So let's cross check. So this is the job title I want to give in my here job title I'm giving. And next one is job description. This is the one. Next one is job node. Right. So I'm getting all these values here, and I have to write my set of driver commands related to add jobs. Okay, let me keep those lines of code also. So I'm going back to any of the previous projects. Add jobs, I already did set of driver commands. Control C. I'm coming back to job space. So I'm pasting here. Okay, and I have to use these local variables. Job title 1 instead of double quotation. I have to give these local variables. Job title 1 and job description 1. And last one is job node. So all the set of driver instructions can be iterated. The data table object, how many number of rows does it contain? Those many times it can be iterated. My steps can be. Okay. So that's it. My job space is done. So now let me run my program. So I'm closing everything here. So where is my test runner 3.java class? So the first part, okay, let's summarize the points what we did. The first point, we developed a job space. Okay, with the data table object, we have developed this job space and we have written set of driver commands. And after that, in my JUnit properties file, whichever feature file that I want to develop, I have, this is the step 2 point I did. And after that, step 3, my test runner 3.java class file I executed, unimplemented step was generated. And step 4, in my step definition.java class file,